I was once stuck in a 9 to 5 job, feeling completely empty and disconnected from my true purpose and calling in life. I went from a fully functioning addict, numbed out, depressed, and stuck working a 9 to 5 corporate job to thriving as 11 years sober and now fulfilling my true purpose and calling as a music creator. After earning my degree in music, I'm now the proud founder of Soulset Studios. I've been fortunate to sign with 2 respected music publishers, Melody Music and Beats Fresh Music Publishing. I've created music for renowned brands like Ableton and the Sydney Festival, and my music has been featured on major Spotify playlists and radio stations across Australia. While these achievements are meaningful, I've realized that true fulfillment and happiness doesn't come from any external success. So I want to share with you the journey that not only transformed my 9 to 5, but also led me to experiencing the greatest love of all and discovering the true purpose of life through what is known as the Great Experiment. Welcome to the Purpose Creator Project, a podcast where we dive deep into what it truly means to live a life of purpose. I'm your host, Ella, and in this space, it's never too late to start living your purpose. Just like me, if you've ever questioned, why am I here? What is the purpose of life? In this podcast, we'll explore some of life's great questions. So pull up a posse, get comfy, and welcome to the Purpose Creator Project. Now, we all want to live a life of purpose and happiness, meaning and fulfillment. But often we don't want to do the internal work that's required to get there. We just want the external change to magically happen through some 7-step course that is going to teach us how to find success, happiness, and fulfillment in our lives. But what I'm about to share with you today is going to be the real internal work that you're going to need to do that is guaranteed to give you more happiness, fulfillment, and purpose in your life. And these are the exact things that I've been doing in my life over the past 13 years in my journey as a music creator. So I know that doing these things will bring you way more happiness, joy, fulfillment, and purpose than you could have ever imagined in your life. Okay, so something that I just want to add really quickly before we get going is that if you want to change your life, self-responsibility is key. No one is going to be able to change your life except you. And it's going to require a lot of self-responsibility. I had to realize that if I wanted my life to change, I had to be the one to make that happen. No one else is going to be able to change your life for you. Changing your life is definitely not going to happen overnight. It is a slow process, and you have to be willing to take responsibility to make those changes happen. You can be educated in the truth on how to change your life, but it's going to be up to you to apply the truth in your life to make the necessary changes. Something else that I just wanted to add as well, in this day and age, in the time period that we are living in, we have so many resources available to us to be able to make changes in our life and start living our purpose. So when it comes to making the change to live your purpose, there really is no excuse. If you feel like you have no time, no resources, you don't know where to start, that is actually just an excuse to avoid taking action on your life and making a change to live your purpose. And the reason why we make these excuses is because of the following things that I'm going to be talking to you about today, that I'm going to take you through. And if we can work on these things that I'm about to mention, all of these excuses that we have will no longer exist. They will cease to exist. So when we tell ourselves we don't have the time, we don't have the resources, we don't know where to start, we don't have the confidence or the belief in ourselves to begin, it is because of these things that I'm about to tell you that is the reason why you feel like you cannot pursue or live your purpose. But by engaging these principles that I'm about to share, I can guarantee you now that those things that you tell yourself will no longer exist. They will cease to exist. So you will be able to work through any block, any limiting belief by engaging these principles that I'm about to share. And I can guarantee you that these principles work. And at the end of it, if you do engage it and apply it in your life, You'll be able to make the necessary changes to start living your purpose, pursuing your dreams, and finding more joy, fulfillment, freedom, and happiness in your life. So the first thing is to identify and remove addictions. So before I could even begin to pursue my true calling and purpose in life, I had to remove all of the toxic behaviors and habits that were holding me back. So for me, this meant healing my addictions to substances that were numbing me out and helping me to avoid change. Now, addictions can basically be anything that you use to avoid feeling painful emotions, that you use to avoid taking self-responsibility for your life and making positive changes. So that can be anything ranging from toxic relationships to food, to gaming, to work, anything that helps you to avoid you taking action on what you truly desire for your life. So the first step that I had to do was to identify what addictions were helping me to avoid and suppress emotions. So obviously, once I recognized these addictions, I had to remove them to become the person that I needed to be to follow my passions. And this wasn't easy to do, but if you want some free resources on how to do this, on how to remove addictions from your life, I will leave a link in the description of this video for you to check out. But identifying and removing addictions from my life was essential for my growth and helping me to develop a desire for what I truly wanted for my life, which brings me to point number 2, which is all about developing a desire. So desire is really all about having faith and developing faith in the thing that you believe is impossible to achieve, but has been proven by others that it is completely possible to achieve. In other words, if other people have been able to achieve it, that is proof that you can achieve it as well. So faith is actually not blind, is always based on real evidence and truths that have been established before. So it has been established by many people in this world that when you follow your true purpose and your passion, and you align that purpose in harmony with the universal laws of love, in other words, God's truth and love, you will automatically improve your life. You're going to feel more happiness, more fulfillment, more joy, and more purpose as well. It's been done before, so you can have some faith that you can do it as well. But it's going to require you having to overcome and heal your limiting beliefs and fears that tell you you can't live your purpose. Some examples of my biggest fears that I had to let go of and heal included beliefs around I'm not capable, I'm too old, I can't do this. And a major false belief that I had to heal was I wouldn't be able to survive if I lived and followed my passions, that I just wouldn't be able to have any money. I wouldn't be able to eat, pay my bills, provide shelter for myself and clothing. I just had this massive belief that following my passions meant really bad things for my life, right down to the very survival of my life. And that was a very big core belief that I had in my soul, that I had to acknowledge existed in my soul, that I had to acknowledge was a big feeling that existed in my soul, that I had to feel and process the grief about that belief and where it came from in order to be able to release it and move forward. But basically, I was conditioned to believe that life was just about money and chasing money, working to pay bills, living week to week. That's what I was conditioned to believe, and these beliefs were numbing me out to my true desires of what I wanted for my life as a creative, as an artist, and as somebody who was deeply sensitive in this world. That's what I wanted for my life. But this deeply held belief and conditioning that life was about money and chasing money held me back from taking action on my true purpose and calling in life for decades. So for a long time, my addictions and my fears numbed me from all my desires for what I wanted for my life. And I had to work through all of that to get to the point of just having the faith and the courage to take that first step. And as I began removing my addictions and fears, my desires for music started to emerge again. But desire is something you can't just force, you can't make up. You can't fake it till you make it with desire. It has to be a real feeling inside of you. So you have to take actions and steps towards developing your desires. And the way that you develop desires is by starting to feel emotions again, because desires are emotions. So desire plus imagination equals faith. And this is the fuel that propels you forward to take steps towards living your purpose and your true calling in life. So what you need to do is imagine what you want for your life. You need to imagine what freedom, fulfillment, happiness, and living a life of purpose looks like for you. And then you need to develop a desire for that life by removing your addictions and your fears that tell you you can't live your purpose. Desire can only grow and develop when you remove your addictions and your fears and reconnect with feeling your emotions again. So for me, my passion has always been music, but you may have a different passion. And whatever your passion is, you have to develop a really strong desire for it that far outweighs any fear that you have by removing your addictions and feeling through every single fear and false belief that you have about your passion that tells you you can't do that thing. So for me, I felt a pull in this world to share and express my soul in this world through music. But it wasn't just about music. It was about finding a deeper purpose in this world, deeper meaning for my existence in this world. And that was through music, sharing stories, and also helping others to find their purpose. So take the time to ask yourself, what excites you? What brought you joy even as a child that you could do right now as a career that could give you purpose and meaning in your life? Take the time to ask yourself, if money and opinions didn't matter, what would I be doing with my life right now? Your desires will develop and grow as you reconnect with the soul that God created you to be, with who you are truly underneath all of the conditioning. And by discovering and reconnecting to what your unique soul and personality is. So once you've developed your desires for what you truly want in your life, the next thing to do is to take loving action. And that's exactly what I had to do. Once I had developed a desire and I had worked on some of my addictions and fears, I had to now take loving action. But I had to do it with kindness and compassion and understanding that growth takes time. And I just had to take some small steps towards living my purpose. So for me, it started out with practicing singing daily, writing songs, and playing small gigs and being consistent at it. And I didn't need to rush or figure out everything at once. I just had to be consistent in my desire and what I wanted for my life. And I had to make progress with love and patience. So start where you are and don't be afraid of failure. Just take some small steps that will help you to get on the path to living your purpose. Take some small steps that will help you to engage your passion each day. And remember that every step counts, and every step you take will lead you closer to the dream life that you imagine for yourself. And the beautiful thing is that when you start acting on your desires, you start taking loving action, opportunities start to come your way. And this brings me to my next point, which is to embrace opportunities. The more you take steps and action towards your desires that you have imagined for your life, you're going to find that opportunities are going to start to come to you. And that's where you can embrace these opportunities. And again, I'm sharing this because that's exactly what happened to me. And that's exactly what I started to do. Once I started taking action on my desires and I started embracing my passion, opportunities started to come to me. And this is actually one of God's laws. It's called the law of attraction, and it operates upon the emotions in our soul. So when we have feelings and desires in our soul, the universe responds, God, and God's laws respond to us, and they bring us opportunities. So when I took the leap of faith into pursuing music as a full-time career, I didn't have everything figured out. I had no idea of how I would be able to achieve the life that I dreamed of. But I just had the faith that if I kept taking small steps, that if I kept engaging my passion, that things would start to unfold, and they did. So, for example, after practicing singing and going and playing small gigs, I received an unexpected offer to go and teach music at my old school. This full circle moment gave me the perfect chance and opportunity to transition into a full time music career while still being financially supported. I also had other big gig offers come up to perform at the Perth International Arts Festival and an offer to come and work here in Sydney at Sydney Festival as a paid music intern, which is what brought me over here to Sydney. And once I finished my paid internship, I went and got my degree in music. And once I'd graduated from music, I got a job straight away teaching music again. And every single job since then has been directly related to my passion of music. So the moral of the story is to take loving action. And when you do, the right opportunities will come to you. So you just have to trust the process and embrace the opportunities when they do present themselves in your life. So once you are on the pathway to living your purpose, you've done all this work. In order to stay true to this pathway, you're going to need to have some humility to embrace and feel every emotion that comes up for you. So one of the most important truths that I've had to learn on my journey towards living my purpose is that God created all human souls with the capability to feel all emotions, including the painful emotions. And this is the power of humility, to be able to face and feel all of the emotions that come up for you on your journey. Because believe me, you are going to come up against many challenges, obstacles, failures, rejections, no's. And it's going to trigger a lot of emotions inside of you. And you need to be willing to feel through all of those emotions, because if you suppress them, avoid them, deny them, minimize them, and pretend like they don't exist, you're going to get burnt out. You're probably going to quit, and is going to create all sorts of problems in your life. So having humility on your journey while you work towards living your purpose is paramount to you staying on this journey. By feeling and releasing all painful emotions that come up for you on your journey, it's going to help you to develop faith, a strength, an emotional strength that will tell you that no matter what comes your way, that you're going to be able to pull through it and get through it through this process of feeling and releasing emotions. Like I say, pursuing a purpose-driven life isn't easy. You're going to face setbacks. You're going to face rejection. You're going to face a lot of no's in living your purpose. And by having the humility to embrace it all, you are going to grow in ways that you could never imagine. By developing humility, you're going to grow to become so emotionally courageous that you won't be afraid of any painful emotion that comes your way, because you're going to know that you can get through any painful emotion once you do it. Like once you do it once, once you do it twice, once you've done it a few times, you are going to develop a faith that you can get through any emotionally painful situation in your life. Humility means feeling every emotion that comes your way. Humility is having the strength to feel fear, sadness, grief, anger, failure, doubt, and still keep going. And believe me, I've faced plenty of rejection. I've faced plenty of no's. I've faced plenty of doubts on my journey of living my purpose. And if it wasn't through feeling through all of those emotions, I probably would not be here today. I would have quit a long time ago. But I've learned that if I want to live a life of purpose and stay true to my calling, I have to embrace and feel all my emotions, all of the joy, all of the sadness, all of the anger and rage, all of the fears. And I have to go through it all in order to be able to stay true to my purpose and to my passions and to what I imagine for my life. So feeling emotions gives you the faith to keep moving forward in life and embrace everything that comes your way, no matter how hard it gets. So once you transform your life through living these principles, you can take what you've learned and apply it to your passion, which brings me to my next point, which is focus on purpose-driven work. So what I discovered through following my passion of music was that actually my real passion isn't actually music. My real passion is about growth, about learning and growing so that I can actually live my true purpose in my life. And music is just one expression of how I do that. So in the end, music became more than just a career for me. It was a way for me to express my unique soul and personality in the world and share information like this with others. So for me, music became more than just a career. It became a part of my unique soul and expression in this world. Music and following my passion, music actually led me to a lot of healing and learning about how to become a more loving person. So music became more than just about creating and releasing music. It became about giving gifts to the world and sharing what I've learned to get here. So when you focus on living your purpose and following your passions, the obstacles that you face become a part of your growth. And then your growth becomes a part of your purpose. The transformation that you go through by living your purpose and following your passion is something that you can pass on and share with others to help them to transform and grow their life as well. So essentially, living your purpose, following your passions is no longer about money, chasing fame or riches or material possessions of the world. It becomes about giving gifts and being of a service to others and helping others to transform their life. So the transformation that you go through from living your purpose and following your dreams and passions is something that you can share and give as a gift to the world to help others to transform their life, no matter what your unique soul and expression is in this world. You might have a completely different passion to music. It could be painting, it could be photography, it could be film, it could be science, whatever your unique soul and expression is in this world. Use your passion to share your transformation that you go through with others so that we can create a world where everyone is living their true purpose and everyone is following their dreams and their passions. We can use our transformation to inspire others to transform their life from being stuck and being unfulfilled to living a life of purpose and of living a life of imagination and dreams and passion, because the world needs more people living their dreams and their passions. And that is something that I'm so passionate about sharing, is actually something that I'm more passionate about sharing than my journey of music. Music is just a way that I express myself in this world, and it's a way that has helped me to transform my life and my soul to where I am today. So if you can get yourself on the path to living your purpose, to following your passions, and use that as an opportunity to transform and grow in your soul, and then bring that into what you do in helping other people to transform their lives, there's going to be a lot of fulfillment and a lot of joy and happiness that you can share with others. So it's not just about sharing it with others, it's about helping them to achieve that in their own life. So if you can live your passion, follow your dreams, go through this transformation process, and then share it with others on how to do it themselves, you can help a lot of people to find more joy, happiness, and fulfillment in their life as well through living their purpose and their passion. And I found the more I focus on helping others to find their purpose through my music journey, the more fulfilled I become in living my purpose. So how do you actually know what your unique purpose is, what your unique soul and personality is? Well, that actually brings me to point number 7, which is to seek God's love and truth. If you've ever wondered what the true purpose of life is, I've learned through divine truth teachings and my own experience that the purpose of life is to experience the greatest love of all, the divine love of our Creator, God's love. Seeking God's love is otherwise known as the Great Experiment. The Great Experiment is a hypothesis that explores the possibility of a God of love and the desire of asking for and experiencing that love in our lives directly from God. This is a scientific experiment that can be undertaken by anyone who has a sincere desire to experiment and find out if this is true or not. To me, an experiment, regardless of skepticism, is about having an openness to test the waters and see what happens. It's about embracing the unknown with hopefulness, curiosity, playfulness, a sense of adventure, and a searching heart to deeply know the unknown. Experiments mean trying new things and being willing to fail along the way and try again. God is the one that created your soul, so God is the one that knows you more than anyone else. And if there's anything that you're ever stuck with in life that you don't know the answer to, you can always pray and ask for God's help. I have personally experienced God's personal love for me on a few occasions, and I would love to have more experiences, but the few experiences I have had have been profound and life-changing. And that is exactly what has helped me so much throughout my journey, is seeking God's truth and love in all aspects of my life. It's helped me to stay grounded in God's truth. It's helped me to be grounded in what is real and what isn't. God's truth and love has really reminded me of what's important in this world for my healing, for my growth, to live my purpose. So whenever I've been feeling lost or doubtful or uncertain, definitely engaging a personal relationship with God and just talking to God and telling God my problems and sharing with God my journey has really helped me to keep the faith and to keep going. If you involve God in every step of the way on your journey, God is going to be able to share with you truths, information, and guidance that is personal to you, that will help you to understand yourself, that will help you to purify your desires, that will help you to work through any painful emotion. By seeking God's truth and love, you can become grounded in God's truth. And that's exactly how God helped me on my journey. If it wasn't for God, I probably would have quit a long time ago. But it was through having this faith in God and engaging a relationship as best as I could that has helped me to stay true to what I desire and imagine for my life. And God's love and wisdom has shown me where I've needed to grow. God's love and wisdom has shown me when I'm out of harmony with love. God's love and wisdom has shown me when I'm in addiction in my passions. It has helped me to purify my desires, helped me to see when I'm in error. Like, the benefit of seeking God's love and truth, first and foremost in your life, is going to benefit you in ways that you could not have imagined. If you put this as number one in your journey, everything else will fall into place. Everything else will be added unto you. And I have discovered that through seeking out God in my life and through seeking out how to grow, heal, and become a more loving person in my life has changed me in ways that I could have never imagined like 13 plus years ago. So if you want to learn about yourself, if you want to know what your unique soul and personality is that God created, if you want to come to understand yourself more as an emotional being, if you want to get to know yourself more, if you want to learn truths of the universe, God is the person that you can go to that will teach you personally in your life, that will help you to grow and to come to understand who you are and what your unique purpose is in this world. Okay, I'm going to share this truth that I heard Jesus say, and that is every single soul on this earth has been gifted from God a unique part of God's personality. So if you want to know and discover what that personality trait is, God is the one that can share that with you. So seek out God's love and truth and everything else will be added unto you. God is going to teach you about love. God is going to teach you about yourself and what you need to learn in order to be able to fully embrace and live your true purpose and follow your dreams and your passions in your life. God is the one that can share that with you. And you do not even need to be religious to have this relationship with God. Anyone can have a relationship with God, a personal relationship with God, from their home studio if they wanted to. And that's all that I do. I don't go to church. I don't belong to a religion, but I talk to God from my studio here, and God teaches me things about myself that I perhaps would have remained blind to. So God is the person that is going to help you the most on your journey to live your true potential, to live your purpose, and to live your life in harmony with God's universal laws of love. And that is the key, to live your purpose in alignment with God's universal laws of love. If you bring it into harmony with love, you're going to feel guaranteed joy, fulfillment, happiness, and purpose. If you live your purpose out of harmony with God's universal laws of love, you are going to have a lot of pain in your life. You will experience a lot of pain and suffering, and that is there to tell you, to be a messenger of truth, that you are not on the right path. So any pain and suffering you feel in your life is going to be a messenger of truth to you about what you need to heal in order to bring your purpose, your intentions, your desires, your motivations into harmony with love. And that's how you can measure whether you are on the right path or not, is through God's universal laws of love. God's universal laws of love are going to tell you when you are out of harmony with love. And that pain will be reflected too in your life, whether that's through sickness, mild or severe, problems in relationships, problems in workplaces. Any pain you experience in your life is there to help you to bring your life into more harmony with God's universal laws of love. And I've, only experienced a fraction of this, but I definitely feel it when I'm out of harmony with love. I definitely feel the pain. When I bring my intentions and my desires into more harmony with love, I feel more joy, more happiness, more healing, and less pain, which is a beautiful thing. So the question is, are you ready to try the great experiment in your life and experience the beautiful love that God has on offer for you? You are the pinnacle of God's creation, and you are worthy of a life of passion and of purpose. So don't be afraid to take that leap of faith and start today.